Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of King of the List. If I sound a little bit weird, I'm getting over a cold, so that's why, but today we are taking a detour from Star Wars and we are going to be exploring the top 15 most popular video games of all time. Before we jump into the list, I would just like to tell you what I am basing the word popular off of. When I say popular, it means the number of sales that the game has had, the number of copies sold, or the number of times the game has been downloaded, for example. That is from the moment that the game released up until present day, and I will also be explaining the platform in which you can play it on, the release date of the game, and whether or not I have had the opportunity to play the game. So with that being said, let's hop right in. At number 15, we have Animal Crossing New Horizons. This game has about 34.8 million sales and is playable on the Nintendo Switch. This game came out back in 2020, so it's a little bit of a newer game. Now, I have never played this game before, and I honestly do not understand the hype for it, considering, in my opinion, it looks like a game for a 4-year-old. I could be completely wrong on this, but I have a lot of friends in high school that actually really enjoyed playing this game, and I didn't understand the hype for it at all. But this is the 15th most popular video game of all time, so I guess I can't judge it until I've played it. At number 14, we have Terraria. Terraria is a game very similar to Minecraft, and it has about 35 million sales. This is a multi-platform game, and it came out back in 2011. Now, since then, it has gotten many updates, but unfortunately, I believe it was last year it got its final update, which is quite sad. But to be honest, I've never actually played it that much. I've never played it on my own device, only on others. So I think I'm actually going to download it for myself. Maybe I'll even make a series out of it, who knows. It definitely looks like a very fun game, and to be completely honest, I am not surprised at all that it's in 14th place. Because if you look at the loading screens sometimes of Terraria and Minecraft, they will tell you to try each other's games. For example, on the Minecraft screen it may say, oh, go try Terraria. Or Terraria might say, go try Minecraft. So it's kind of fun that they work together with that. At number 13, we have Mario Kart Wii. This is a personal favorite of mine. I still play this game pretty often. It is an absolute blast. With 37.5 million sales, it is obviously only playable on the Nintendo Wii, and it came out all the way back in 2008. That makes me feel pretty old, that this game is about 25 years old almost. Now, basically how this works is you play in a bunch of cars and you race each other, whether it's friends or the computer, and you basically just go around tracks, throwing shells at each other, avoiding obstacles, and there's a bunch of races to try out. My guess is most of you have probably played this game already, so you don't really need much of a summary, but it's definitely one of the best. At number 12, we have Red Dead Redemption 2. I've never actually played this game myself, but it does look quite interesting. With 39 million sales and the fact that it is multi-platform, it definitely looks very stunning, especially graphic-wise. It came out back in 2018, and it is the much more updated version of its original version, Red Dead Redemption number 1. Now, I've never played it, like I said, but I do think I want to give it a try. Even though it seems a little bit more violent as far as video games go, it definitely seems very interesting, and I want to try it out soon. At number 11, we have PAC-MAN, a classic video game that came out all the way back in 1980. This is one of the oldest games that will be on this list, and since then it has gotten 42 million sales. Its multi-platform can be played on all sorts of different devices and even arcade machines, and it's a pretty simple concept. You've probably played it before, but I'll explain it anyway. You are the little Pac-Man guy over here in the corner, and you basically go around eating all the dots while trying not to get attacked and destroyed by the ghosts. And you can get power-ups and fruit at the same time, and some people have actually taken the game up a notch and have made different maps for it and all sorts of other different adventures. But overall, it is a very popular game and a very fun one at that. Here we are, we have reached the top 10. At number 10, we have the Nintendo version of Tetris. Tetris has several versions, and Nintendo is the specific one when it comes to number 10. This game has 43 million sales and was originally made for the Game Boy. It came back in 1989, so it is another much older video game, considering video games have not actually been around for that long. So, it's pretty old. It's a pretty simple concept. Essentially, you have these blocks here up at the top that are going to fall, and you have to line them up to make a complete row, and once you do that, that row usually disappears, giving you extra points. I believe how it works is that the game goes faster and faster, and you get more and more stressed as you desperately try to complete the rows. Like I said, simple concept, but very popular and very fun. Believe it or not, at number 9 we have Wii Fit Plus. Again, I have this game because I have a Wii, and while this might not seem like it's a very popular game, apparently it is at 43.8 million sales. Only available on the Nintendo Wii, it came out all the way back in 2007. Basically, it is a training or strength building game that also has some fun little mini games in it as well, along with the fitness training aspect along with it. My guess is that it is so popular because of those mini games and not for the training aspect itself, but I'm not entirely sure. It's still a pretty fun game. I'm just surprised that it's actually in the top 10. At number 8, we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is an incredible upgrade from Mario Kart Wii. Perhaps the greatest Mario Kart game that has ever come out, which makes sense why it is number 8, at 47 million sales. It's only available on the Wii U and Nintendo Switch, and I have gotten the chance to play it, although I do not own it myself. The graphics are fantastic, it runs really smoothly, with all new tracks and some upgrades to some old and very iconic tracks, such as the one you see in these images like Rainbow Road and whatnot. It brings back the classic characters, and I believe it even has some new ones in it as well. It's your classic racing game, taken up a notch. Oh, and I forgot to mention it came out back in 2014. At number 7, we have Pokemon Red or Green or Blue or Yellow, basically. This game is a classic Pokemon game with 47.5 million sales and available on the Game Boy. Came out back in 1996, and to be completely honest, I don't know that much else about it. I never was into Pokemon, so I'm not entirely sure what this game has to offer. However, for those of you watching this that are really big into Pokemon, you probably have played this before, and I would actually like you to comment down below what it's about, because I'm actually genuinely curious. But other than that, that's about all I have to say. At number 6, we have the classic Super Mario Bros. Now this is where the games take a huge leap in sales. From number 7's Pokemon at 47.5 million, we now go to Super Mario Bros. At 58 million sales. We're definitely jumping up. This game is multi-platform and was one of the first games to really introduce Mario as a big character in video games. It came out back in 1985 and has been a classic ever since. This was one of the original Mario games where essentially you would run through a two-dimensional map by getting mushrooms and power-ups to make you bigger and stronger, and you would have to take out the bad guys and make it to the flagpole at the end of the map, while in the very end fighting Bowser and saving Princess Peach. We all know how it works, but I just thought I'd say it anyway. At number 5, we have PLAYERUNKNOWN'S Battlegrounds, aka PUBG. This game, we are jumping up once again. It has 70 million sales. It is multi-platform and came out in 2017. Now, I haven't actually played this game that much, but it does appear to be your classic shooting game. First-person shooting game with a lot of different maps to play on, a lot of different customizable weapons and characters. And overall, I can't wait to actually try it. Who knows when that will be? But comment down below if you've played it and where it would fall on your list. At number 4, we have Wii Sports. One of the best games of all time. Just played it the other day. Now, what did surprise me is that Wii Sports Resort, spoiler alert, is not on this list. However, it is in the top 50 in general. But Wii Sports did a lot better than it at 82.9 million sales. Only available on the Wii, of course. It came out back in 2006 and features, I believe, 5 different sports, including baseball, tennis, bowling, boxing, and golf. There are a bunch of smaller little mini games for each sport, and you can play with up to, I believe it is, in fact, 4 people. Or is it 2 people? I don't actually quite remember. But it's a very popular and very entertaining game that you could honestly just keep playing with your friends and never get quite sick of it. And now we get to the kings of video games. In third place, taking the bronze, we have Tetris, the EA version, with 100 million sales. It's only available on mobile devices, and it came out back in 2006, so it's the newer version, but it actually has way more sales than the Nintendo version. With over twice as many sales, the concept of the game is pretty much exactly the same, with a few extra features tossed along in the mix, but overall, it's a pretty fun game. At number 2, we have Grand Theft Auto 5, or GTA 5, with 155 million sales. It's multi-platform and came out back in 2013. Can you believe it's been that long? This is a more violent game with a lot more car chases and fights and all that stuff, but it does look very interesting. I haven't gotten the opportunity to play it myself. Who knows if or when that will happen, but it definitely has a lot better graphics than its previous versions, GTA 1 all the way up to 4, but overall I am not surprised whatsoever to see this game at the number 2 spot because of how often people talk about it and just how popular it seems to be overall. And I am sure that you all know what number 1 is. If you don't know what number 1 is, you must have been living on a rock since 2011. But number 1, the most popular video game of all time, by far, is Minecraft. Minecraft is the most popular game of all time. Let me put it into perspective just how popular it is. GTA 5, the second most popular game in the world, has 155 million sales. Minecraft has 238 million, almost 100 million more sales than second place. It's a multi-platform game. It can be played on mobile, it can be played on PC or computer, and it can be played on console. It is an incredibly fun game with infinite possibilities. You can play in survival mode, where you have to craft a bunch of tools and blocks, survive by fighting off mobs and other harmful things, and eventually make your way to the end and slay the Ender Dragon, beating the game, and you also have the option to continue after that. Or you can play in creative mode, in which you are indestructible and you have unlimited resources to build whatever your heart desires. There are other modes as well, but they are very similar to some of the other ones, and with the infinite possibilities that are in this game, it does not surprise me at all that it is number 1. This is my favorite game of all time. Obviously, my channel kind of centralizes around it. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that much Minecraft lately, as I've said, with all of the issues, but I'm not going to talk about that even more. But that is the top 15 most popular video games of all time. If you would like to see more King of the List videos, let me know down in the comments below, or just leave a like to show your support. Make sure you subscribe as well, and I will see you all next time.